Hello, welcome to Partial Focus, episode number 30. My name is Arthur, and to my left is David.
Heyo, D-Trainer.
Today we're going to do something a little bit different than all of our other weeks. We're actually going to do kind of like a video podcast, I guess, except you're not going to watch us. You're actually going to watch us play a video game while we do our podcast. And every week, if this goes well, every week we're going to kind of try to switch up the games. And this week we chose Titanfall because it's awesome, and Dave and I haven't played it a lot lately.
It's been a long time, actually. It's been months for sure.
Yeah.
So I don't even remember.
It's probably been
all
about
the
3
buttons,
weeks for me.
Yeah,
We've been pretty busy lately, but so I figured let's get into this, and it'll be a good thing for us to just kind of do while we sit here and actually talk out some of our talking points.
Yeah.
So Dave's going to be at the helm first, and I'll just kind of jump into our podcast while this is going on.
Yeah.
All right, so for this coming week here, or I should say this past week, we had some more videos for you. Episode 3 of Guacamelee came out on Monday, which was more co-op with Ashley and myself. And the game's going well. It's kind of like, I'd give it like a 6 or a 7 for me, just because it's kind of repetitive. A lot of the same kind of killing over and over again, same moves, typical platformer.
Is it a button masher? Like, is there actual skill involved? Because every time I look at it, it's just... I honestly still haven't even played it. So
see, for me, like a game like that, it feels like almost like a fighter, where
like a Street Fighter.
To me, it's a button masher because I just don't know all the moves.
They count combos and stuff like that. So I don't know.
I just don't care enough about it. Like, I'm not into that kind of gameplay, so I just mash buttons
and there's no benefit to getting a combo. It's not like
none that I can see. There might be, but I don't care enough. I just want to kind of get through the game.
Maybe an achievement if you get like a ridiculously high combo.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something like that. It's just something that it's not a game where I'm really invested in, just because it's not my kind of game. But so I'd give it like a 6 or 7. But we're having fun doing it. Ashley seems to like it. So that came out on Monday. And then, of course, we have iOS Tuesday, which is our...
shit, you have all weird
classes. Yeah, you better...
All right, here we go. Oh, my Atlanta...
And it's inverted.
Jeremy was the last one to play this.
Yeah, Jeremy always inverts my controls, and I guess he was the last one to play. Controller settings at the very top. There you go. And that's sensitivity low because you suck. And all right,
now we're back.
All right. So, got some lag going on.
Yeah. So Guacamelee, I don't know. It's honestly I haven't played it, and from what I've seen from you guys playing it, it's not really gonna be my cup of tea. I think.
Yeah. I can see that, but I would at least download it just so you have
it's downloaded, yeah.
You got it.
I think I said that last time.
Okay, well, at least you got it for free because it won't be free by the end of the month.
Right, yeah. Free game is a free game. But yeah, as far as... Oh, shit, I died. As far as it looking like a game that I've even come close to purchasing, it's probably a big no.
Yeah.
After seeing, like, the gameplay and everything else that goes along with it. Even it's cool that it has the multiplayer functionality.
Yeah, the co-op.
I keep killing the same guy. Sorry. It's been such a long time since I played this game. But yeah, I don't know. Even with the multiplayer and the non-split screen, because I love games that do that. Like I really don't like the split screen, especially on the same TV. That's just impossible for me to maneuver and. Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm confused why you ran through that tunnel and didn't kill the minion.
Because it's been a long time since I played this.
Okay.
I'm trying to get my bearings back.
It's just funny watching you run by like 3 enemies.
Yeah.
For me, the same thing. Like, it's a very well done game. It's very polished. It's just not a genre that I'm really that into. So I'm glad I got it for free and was able to play it. And we're gonna finish it. At least that's our intention.
Right. How many more videos do you think till it's complete?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't really know how long the game is. We're just gonna keep making episodes until it's over, and then go to a new game. Once we finish Guacamelee, Mondays will be a new game for us to play. So I don't know. We'll just have to kind of see how fast we can wrap this up. We've been doing like 20 to 30 minute episodes, so
yeah.
I don't anticipate it being too long.
I don't know. Yeah, it seems like it should be kind of quick, and it might. Oh fuck! And it might be just because of the fact that it was free.
Yeah, but it might be deeper than I even think. I don't know. I should probably look into that so I have an idea of when we're actually going to wrap the game up.
Right. Come episode 16, you're like, well, we're still playing Guacamelee.
Yeah. And I should mention for this coming half of the month, the free game for Xbox 360 is, what is it, Battle Block Theater?
Yeah, I think that's what you texted me.
Yeah, I downloaded it. I haven't played it yet. I played the demo. It's hard to explain that game. It's kind of like Super Meat Boy meets what does it meet? Cloudberry maybe? Kind of like Cloudberry meets Super Meat Boy.
So very fast.
Very, very fast, like very competitive, like just platforming, crazy shit going on. But a lot of it has to do with co-op, where Super Meat Boy doesn't have a whole lot of co-op, at least from what I remember playing. It looks like a lot of fun. I want to play it. It's a game that Ashley and I will probably play while we're chilling in bed, getting ready to sleep, just kind of like a last minute thing. Yeah,
Doom that Titan.
it's free. It's
Yeah.
free for half of a month, so if you're actually listening to this when it's released, then I would give it a shot.
Jump on it. There was another one that was free that I just downloaded. It was Brotherhood something.
Brotherhood.
Maybe not Brothers. Not Brothers. That's a different game. I don't know. I remember it being free. It was like something of the Brotherhood or Max something.
Oh yeah, Max. I don't know the full game, but yeah, Max. I have that for the Xbox One.
Yeah.
That's
Did
another.
Did you play that?
Yeah, I played a lot of it actually.
Is it good? How the fuck do I?
It's kind of
There we go.
it's kind of like a kid's game, but like kind of not. The whole thing with that game is like you get a power where you can draw on the screen using your joystick, and you can like make vines for you to crawl across.
Okay.
You can raise up part of the earth, so you can like make platforms for you to jump from.
Okay.
The story's just kind of meh, but the actual gameplay is kind of fun. But it's kind of easy, at least from what I played. I played probably about like, I don't know, I'm getting close to half done with it. But yeah, that was actually free last month, and then they extended that to this month as well.
Oh, okay.
So that's the 2 games for this month. For the first month of Xbox games with gold for Xbox One was Halo Spartan Assault, and then the Max game. And then this month was Guacamelee and the Max game yet again. So hopefully next month will actually be 2 free games that are new that haven't been released before. That'd be nice. But
That'd be nice. Honestly, I didn't even know you could in Titanfall zipline and let go of X once you've pressed it.
oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Good to know.
Good
I
to
don't
know.
I don't zipline that often. I think it's kind of a dumb feature.
Yeah, there's not too many times that I find myself using it. How are you doing this round? I haven't really been paying attention.
I don't know.
Shaking off the rust.
Shaking off the rust. Titan assist. I'll take it. I'm thinking like a soft 40.
40? Okay.
40, yeah.
All right.
I don't like these loadouts that you have, though.
Which ones did you pick?
I don't know. I just doomed that Titan with that gun, though. That was awesome.
Well, then don't badmouth my loadouts.
Titan 1, I think.
Yeah, it's the one I always use. It's fucking awesome. I don't know what you're smoking. So for iOS Tuesday this week, we played Ruzzle Adventure, which is a word-based game that it's like what's that worm game that you play?
Worms?
No,
Bookworm?
Bookworm. It's
Yeah.
kind of like Bookworm meets Candy Crush.
It is, yeah. That's a very good comparison or add-on. I don't know what's that called when you take 2 games together and make one.
I don't know, make something up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has like a very bookworm feel where it's like a grid of letters, you're making words, but the actual like structure of the gameplay has a lot to do with Candy Crush structure, where like you have 5 hearts. If you don't complete the level, you lose a heart, and if you lose all your hearts, you start begging your friends on Facebook and all that shit for more lives, so you can keep playing this game that you're addicted to. And then there's like power-ups, boosters, I think is what they call them, where you can like swap out words, you can swap out letters, rearrange the board.
There's bombs and stuff that'll like,
yeah.
blow a whole row of tiles. You know.
Yeah, and every level has like different objectives. Like you got to be able to clear off enough letters off the board to get gems to fall all the way from the top of the screen to the bottom of the screen. Or some of the letters have wood, and you have to use that letter a couple times in order to break the wood. And then there's also stone letters, which take even longer than wood to break, which means you got to use that letter more often than the others. So it's actually fun. Like I normally hate word games, But for some reason, this game I found actually a lot of fun. And I've been playing a lot in bed.
Yeah, it's one of those games where we downloaded because it was free,
Yeah.
and then it takes over a lot of your life because it's cooler just because every world is kind of different. So there's like a different challenge. It's not like Words with Friends where it's the same thing over
Same
and
thing over and over again.
and
The only
over.
thing that changes is your
Yeah,
opponent.
so there's different challenges, with the gems and the wood, and there could be totally even harder, crazier things going on later in the game, and I just don't
Yeah,
know.
the ones I've also seen is like there's timed ones where you got 2 minutes to get 15 words for the first star.
Oh, see, I haven't even gotten that far yet.
To get
so-
3 stars, you got to get 40 words in 2 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's proved pretty tough.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, there's other ones where you got to like clear all the wood off with only 6 moves, which was pretty tough. That one took me a while to get.
But no, this game's awesome. I would recommend it because it's kind of like, it kind of has that girly game type feel. But I think it's for everybody, young, old.
For sure.
Actually, especially old because,
Yeah, it's a game that I could recommend to my mom.
right, exactly.
And she would definitely like it.
Right. Not to say that that's like that demographic and it's
Right.
all for
And it's not an
the older
insult to the game.
generation.
It's, if anything, it's a compliment. that
right.
it
That
could span-
anybody can play it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that game a lot. I'm really shocked because normally you come to me with word games and I play them. I'm like, nah, not for me. But this one, we did a video of it, and by the time we were done, I was like, you know what, I might actually try that. And I started playing it on my own and ended up really liking it. And it helps that Ashley's into it too, and that I'm kicking her ass. So I keep playing it just so I can keep ahead of her. Because she was an English major, so for me to actually be winning in a word game, kind of makes me feel good.
Yeah. Makes you feel somewhat smart.
Right.
I hear you. No, I couldn't agree more because it is a game that has that addictive quality like Candy Crush and Jelly Splash, but it has that kind of Scrabble type feel. Everybody loves Scrabble. I've never had a person hate Scrabble, but yeah, it's cool. And there's different little bonuses. There's a gold board every day, which means you get coins for power-ups and stuff like that. So it's not like it punishes you for coins and stuff, and like getting more powerful for for each board. So it's going to give you as much help as possible each day with the gold board. And what the gold board is like, what is it? 1, 2, 3. It's like a 9-letter board, and you try to make the best possible word, and you get coins for every letter that you.
I think it's more than 9. I think it's 4x4.
Is it 4x4? I thought it was 3x3.
No, I think it's 4x4. I think it's 16.
No, that's way too long. Because the longest you could possibly get, because I take up like half the board when I get 5. It's definitely 3x3.
I would check, but I already did my daily goal challenge.
But yeah, that's one cool aspect of the game. You get the gold boards.
Have
and
you
get coins
used
and
your gold
powers.
coins?
No, I'm saving them up. I don't
Gotcha.
know if there's anything big later on, but.
Yeah, I've had to use them once. I needed some power-ups
Oh.
to beat this level.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I've never had to. See, I'm not quite as far as you, so I haven't had the.
Yeah, I'm just at the point now where I started like getting the only way I can beat this level now is I need a power-up that I don't have.
Right.
So it's finally getting to the point where I can't just beat the level straight up like I could early on. So the challenge is actually starting to set in, and I didn't realize how big the game was. Like, have you looked at the whole
The
map?
map, yeah, where you scroll around.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
what
that's
is-
only world 1 of 3.
Oh no!
There's 2 other like whole islands for you to go
Wow.
on. So
Yeah, so it's a large game apparently.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if because in Jelly Splash, like they make you, I forgot what they make you grab or like have, because like you get to the end of that level 1 and you have to have a certain amount. Oh, it's stars because you get stars per. In Jelly Splash, it's stars. So like you
Yeah.
have to have a certain amount of stars to complete level 1 to 2, or you have to get like 4 Facebook friends to like send you on your way or something like that.
okay,
So it helps promote the game if you don't have enough stars,
gotcha.
or if you're not as good at the game. But yeah, no, Ruzzle Adventure, totally download it. It's free.
Yep.
It's not a cash grab game. I don't know how long it will be free. I could see it being.
I think it'll remain free because it still has the same business model as a Candy Crush, where play it as much as you want, but
Right.
when you start hitting those later
More
levels
power ups, yeah.
and you're getting pissed off and you want to keep playing, then you know what, you're going to get hooked at that point. So you're going to start giving us $1 here, $1 there, just so you can get through a level.
Yeah.
So I expect that one to remain free.
Yeah.
And then, of course, for Wednesday, we've been playing still 1001
1001 Spikes. We had a... I personally had a more of a challenging time playing the game. And I can see, not quite to the point where I'm going to break my controller in half or I'm going to throw my controller, but it was definitely...
Right, well, now we filmed up to episode 4 of 1001 Spikes. So this past week was episode 2. So you're still...
Right, yeah, still in the easy ones that you guys have seen.
Yeah, so now you're starting to see, because episode 1, I kept telling you, I was like, wait, man, it's coming. So now by episode 4, you're really starting to see that it does.
Once it goes to 3, it ramps up the difficulty
quite a bit. And by the end
to about like 50% harder. Like,
yeah, and then by the time you finish level 3, you're seriously going to be like, fuck this game.
Yeah,
and
but it's not to the point where I think I hate games more when they are hard because I don't understand how to beat them.
Right.
You know, if I'm playing a game and I just don't get it. I don't get how to beat this fucking level.
Right.
Or this mission. Or I don't understand what I need to do. I mean, there's been plenty of times in other games, especially quest-based games, where I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get what I have to find. And I hate that more than having, you know, the level laid out and having, you know, a nice laid out, I know how to beat this level.
Right.
I know exactly how to beat this level. I just fucking can't do it. And that's what 1001 Spikes is. So, I mean, if you like that, which I'm sure I'm definitely in the majority, because I'm sure people hate exactly what I hate, is to hate a game because you don't understand how to play it.
Right.
Opposed to, you know, the other version, which is hating a game just because it's strictly hard.
Right, and that's why I keep coming back to 1001 Spikes. It's like I get that break after I complete a level or two, and then I'm like, yeah, I still like it. I still want to go back.
Well, and it's nice the way they laid it out, because it's enough satisfaction after beating one level.
Yeah.
That, like, okay, I feel really accomplished for beating that because it took me 50 lives to beat it. And, you know, I can take a break and I can come back to this later and beat another level, and I'll feel just as accomplished as beating that first couple levels.
Oh, I didn't see that guy. Fuck. Yeah. I agree completely. Yeah. It's a great game, and I look forward to seeing the end of this game.
Yeah.
I basically stopped pretty much playing this game, and I'm just
waiting for me to catch up.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to. I think I'm just going to play the game through you at this point.
Oh.
Because you're going to be getting all my achievements for me since you're playing on my account. So I'm just kind of like living the game through you.
Yeah,
and I'm enjoying it because it's damn. I got to shake this rust off. Yeah, it's fun watching people play that game, which there's a lot of games I don't like watching people play, but watching you die over and over is both frustrating and hilarious all at the same time.
Yeah. It gets redundant pretty quick for me. All right, where I just, it's a wrong jump or it's a wrong timing or the spikes are, yeah.
Watching you make the same mistake like 4 or 5 times in a row.
Know. There was that one level, holy shit, where I had the time to throw my knives. Oh, this is not part of the video you guys will be watching.
I forgot you set my...
Oh, yeah, the sensitivity is really low.
That helps.
You don't want it high, yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, the one level where I couldn't get the spike throw down. Like, the knife throw. Oh, my God. That was brutal to watch, so I apologize. You guys have to watch that.
Yeah, next week you'll have fun watching
because I'm sure people are just like, okay, buddy, it's not that hard. Slow it down.
Yeah, it's simple timing. You just gotta, it comes out the exact same time every single time.
Right. They're not changing it on you, guy. You know, just throw it.
Yeah.
So I mean, there was that, and there was. I feel like I had more struggle with that level, which was an earlier level, than the levels after that. I mean, clearly because I beat them faster.
Yeah.
But I don't know if maybe I was just getting into the rhythm of the game, and I was able to.
Whoa!
Oh my God!
I was not paying attention to my map. I didn't see him coming.
I didn't either. That was pretty awesome.
I thought I was finally gonna get my first kill.
Yeah, you're like, I'm gonna get this guy. I'm gonna get crushed.
Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy.
Aw. Other things that we wanted to talk about on the cast. Last week's cast, I'm kind of jumping around because we've kind of updated. Right, that's it. I don't think we've updated. We don't need to update anything else, right?
It's from last week. No, yeah, we're done with videos to talk about.
Well, we'll keep it in the gaming thing.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about
the
Destiny.
August update, or
yeah, let's do that first. August update.
So, you just showed me the video of the August update. The Xbox One August update. So they were going to update some of their features on Xbox One. And honestly, when I was watching the video, I was like, this is shit that should be ready during launch. Like, this is stuff that they should have had done when Xbox One rolled out. Like, a notification that lets your, controller show you that it's got low battery.
Mm-hmm.
Why wasn't... I didn't even notice that wasn't there.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you remember, like, you couldn't even see the battery level at launch. Like, that was an update come spring.
Like, how is that stuff not included? Like, how is that not...
I think, to be honest, I think it was a matter of, like, them just not being 100% ready to launch this thing, but they had no choice.
Because of the PS4 launch? Yeah. It seems like they're making a big deal over these launches that are stuff that's like, are you serious? Like, I don't know. It's like coming out with an update where it's like, yeah, and you can press the home button and it brings you home.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have had that when it fucking, came to my house for the first time. It should have been stock.
For sure. And the other thing that they announced was, hold on, let me fuck this guy's world here. Oh, I didn't mean to jump off. I didn't get the freaking Doom Titan now. Damn it.
You got Titan Assist plus 100.
Yeah. The other thing was the mobile purchases.
Yeah, that's one thing that let me get to the things that I hate still.
Okay.
Because they're still pushing the social aspect of the Xbox One. And
Is that an enemy? Fuck.
And again, there's no way that I have enough friends for any of this stuff
Fuck.
to mean anything to me. Like, there's no way I have... you're the only person I know that has an Xbox One.
Yeah, but we're also... I feel like we're also in the minority there.
But I don't know, because anyone I mean, when I go to work and I talk to my coworkers, and even like there's a clan.
I think
of
it's
them
just
that
our
all
age.
have,
I think it's just our age group, to be honest. Like, if I talk to my little brother about all that social shit, he gets really excited about it.
But does he really care to see what his other friends are playing?
Oh yeah. I mean, have you seen his friends list? He's got like 150 friends just from his school that all play Xbox.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And every time he comes over to play my Xbox, the amount of notifications he gets, like, hey, come join my party. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, well, I don't know what's going on, but you should come join my Minecraft level. It's like overwhelming for me, who has like 4 people on my friends list that play Xbox.
Right.
But I feel like we're in the minority. Like, a lot of people who game at the level that we do, I feel
which
like
is minimal, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, but I still consider ourselves in the not the top group of gamers, but we game more than your average person does.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And for us to be at the point where we have this little friends on our Xbox and care this little about social features, I feel like we're in the minority there.
I don't know. I'd like to see the stats, because I don't think we're that in the minority.
But to me, to be honest, you say that that's one of the things you don't care about. I actually kind of do. Like, I would like to be able to turn on the Xbox, go to the dashboard, and see what achievements you personally have gotten lately.
Recently earned.
Yeah, other than, because then I would have to go to your profile, and then it's like a long process to get there. Not a long process, but it's like a bunch of different clicks that I don't want to make off the bat. I'd rather just, have that on my homepage, kind of like the Xbox 360 did, because they had a friends section. But the Xbox One, for some reason, doesn't have that on the dashboard for you to see.
I don't know. Maybe if I cared a little more about achievements to begin with, I would actually care. But honestly, I don't care too much to even know what achievements you've actually earned. Like, I'm not an achievement hunter. I'm not someone that goes in and looks at all the achievements and is like, okay, I'm gonna nail that achievement today, and that's gonna be my goal. And then go back in and, all right, I'm gonna get that one now. Fuck. I don't go in playing games like that to just earn achievements, because I really could care 2 shits about my gamer score. And
I don't care about the gamer score, but I do care about the competitiveness between you and me. Like, just look at how many times you send me a score for iOS, and I'm like, son of a bitch, now that I have to do that. I want to do that. I want to beat that.
It's different than achievements, though.
It's not for me. Like, when I see you if I see you get an achievement that's hard to get, I'm like, fuck, I need to get that so Dave doesn't have that over my head. And that might not be the case for you, but I know what it is for me and a lot of other people. Like,
yeah.
I want to be able to have my profile show that I'm doing just as good as you in a game. And for us, equally, we have that same experience with iOS games.
Yeah, that's high scores, though. I mean, there's nothing to do with achievements in those. It's usually just the skill of the game. And achievements, some of them are just solely based on playing the game longer.
Yeah,
Like-
but there's a lot of challenging ones. Like, I'm sure there's some in this game that are pretty challenging that I haven't even looked at. Like, there's some in Peggle that are fucking ridiculously hard, and I've been working hard at getting some of those, and I've gotten a lot of them. And if I would have saw that you got one of those hard ones, I would have spent a ton of my time trying to get it just so you didn't have it over my head.
Right.
So for me, and that's the one cool thing about that update that's coming out, is the friends feed's going to have that achievement section too right next to it, showing what achievements that your friends have recently got, so you can really try to compete against them in that aspect. So I don't know. I know it's not a huge deal to you, and it's not really even that big of a deal to me, but it's not something I'm like, come on, really?
But then going back to, don't you think that's something they should have had during launch?
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely agree here. Wow, 11.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult to hold a conversation and play Titanfall.
Yeah.
Although I did a lot better than
Yeah, you did a lot better than 11.
I did 39, I think.
Yeah. I was going on a bit of a rant though.
Yeah, again, it's all stuff that should have been.
I agree with that. It's the console did feel at launch like it was incomplete,
Right.
and I'm okay with that because, to be honest, so did the 360 didn't feel incomplete, but that's because we didn't know what it was coming.
True.
Like,
The
if you
jump
look at,
from Xbox to Xbox 360
it felt so
was
huge.
phenomenal. Yeah.
But that's because. But then you look at the 360 at launch with the Blade interface, and then you look at it right now, how vastly different that console is. That's what I'm saying. Is like I feel like there's still so much we're not gonna know at this point for the 3 or for the 1, that I don't know. It's
I hope it's not reached its potential already, because
no, I doubt it, because the thing that I've noticed, they're pushing out features seemingly a lot faster this generation.
But then, I mean, honestly, I think it's because they've worked on it. Like you said, they had to get the launch out. They had to release this console.
Right.
I feel like all these were already in the works to be
right,
ready
but
for
I also
launch.
feel like if you go back to the 360, I think at launch for the 360, they didn't have any idea that the console was going to change as drastically as it did. Now they're looking at it more like, look how fast like updates come out for apps and phones and all that. You get new features all the time. Whereas back in the day with the 360, like that wasn't a thing. I don't even think the iPhone was a thing when the 360 launched. If it did, it was like only a year into it. So looking at the Xbox now, it comes out or the Xbox One, it comes out at a time where everything is getting updates all the time, and they just push them out, whenever. So for them to launch the console at launch without all these features and then just kind of like sprinkle them out, that doesn't really bother me as much, as long as the whole experience of the console is not hindered, and it really hasn't been for me. The gaming has still been there. There's a couple things here and there where I'm like, oh, that's, I'm surprised that's not there, but that really doesn't affect me that much. Like the battery indicator, like that wasn't really that big of a deal.
No,
It was weird for that not to be there because it's something so stupid.
It seems weird that they made a big deal about it in the video too. They're like, and
well, I think they made a big deal about it because people were pissed.
Oh,
like, because it was not there. Then they gave it there like a little indicator on the dashboard at the bottom right, but there was no notification when it was about to go dead.
Right.
So if you started a Titanfall match, not knowing your controller was on low, it might shut off in the middle of the thing, and you're like, oh fuck.
I've totally had that happen. Yeah, I've had it just turn
Right.
off and been like,
well, now you're at least gonna get a notification and be like, hey, your shit's kind of
right.
dying on you.
I think even like in the 360 days, like your rumble started to
Go, but you also started getting the circular.
Yeah, you got the circle.
The
Yeah, that's
ring
right.
spinning.
Yeah.
There's no ring spinning on this.
No,
because
you're right.
there's no ring.
Well, still it could flash or like flicker.
It could.
It could dim even, and I would.
It would be cool if it changed color. It would like
go red.
Yeah, go
or like,
red.
Yeah, like a pinkish or I don't know.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
That would have been great. Write that in.
Damn, I
'cause
should be working on Xbox.
Honestly, like I didn't even remember that it spins when it's low. That's like because you're always looking
Right, but
kind of in that general
it
direction.
was, and it was brilliant because when it did start to spin, your eye like caught that motion.
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
why is my controller's
I
dying?
need
Fuck.
battery pack or a new battery.
Unless if you're one of the people that like play with the controller like facing
plugged
down.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And what was the other?
The other update was we talked about the mobile purchasing.
Oh, right. Yeah, which is totally cool.
Which, to be honest, that's something you could have always done, at least for the past like couple of years on Xbox 360. But you couldn't do that on Smart Glass, and you could not do it to the point where I couldn't be sitting at work and make a purchase on Xbox.com and come home and the game already be downloaded. because it didn't have that always on functionality like the Xbox One has.
Okay.
You would have to turn on your console and then it would start downloading automatically. Whereas this, I could be at work, I could tell Xbox.com or Smart Glass, you know what, I want to buy this game. When I got home from work, it would already be downloaded. That to me is something I've been waiting for since launch.
I think I just asked you about this. I think
Yeah,
the other day.
You asked me
I
about
was like,
Guacamelee. Can I buy that?
can I buy it? Is there any way that I can buy it without me being home in my Xbox?
And I said
it's
not at the moment,
Yeah.
but it's coming.
And then
I knew it
literally
would.
the next week.
Yeah. So it'll be out in August. That's a feature because there's so many times I'm chilling at work or, on my break looking at my iPad. I'm like, oh, that game just came out. I want to get that so it's ready to play when I get home.
Yeah.
And then I haven't been able to. So that is a feature I'm kind of excited about. And to be honest, like, there's another update in the works coming out. They seem to be on their game with updates, and following Major Nelson on Twitter is great for that kind of stuff because he gives you early previews and lets you know what's coming in the pipeline, which has been pretty helpful for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I follow him on Twitter, so.
Yeah, he's a good follow if you're a Twitter user because he gives so much information about that kind of stuff. And then, of course, the Destiny beta is coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And for people who are PS3 owners, or PS4
You
owners.
should already be playing it.
Yeah. Well, technically, when this podcast comes out, the Xbox One version will have already come out.
Right, true.
Because it's coming out on the Thursday after the beta for the Xbox One. But PS4 users got a few days head start on us. So I did get my beta access. We're going to be playing it on Wednesday, which at the time of this podcast would have been yesterday. So we did record a video, as long as everything went okay.
You're right.
Assuming that Microsoft servers hasn't crashed or shit has happened. We recorded an episode, and hopefully I want to get that episode out in the next few days. If not, it's going to be released sometime in the next week. I'm really looking forward to the game. I watched some quick footage of a PS4 version of that game, and man, does it look fun.
Yeah, I saw, I forgot what video I saw. I remember it being dumb. I think it was like a bunch of speeders or something was going on where they were just riding these like, you remember the old game Wipeout?
Yeah.
It looked like those kind of like Return of the Jedi like speeders.
Yeah.
And they were doing dumb shit. They were just going in circles and like running around. I was like, okay, this video sucks. And then they started teabagging the enemies they killed. And I was like, who is playing this fucking game right now?
Yeah.
And I don't know how.
I think I saw that same footage. I think it was at E3, just like people playing it at E3.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes a little more sense than like developers playing to
promote
the game. I'm like, this is not what you want to be showing to
right.
promote
You don't
your
want to
game.
see my balls in that guy's face.
No, what? No.
Oh, maybe. My
Maybe it
balls,
is.
maybe.
But yeah, it's not that footage definitely didn't get me excited for the game. But then I saw a new released. Oh wow, the game's over already. 23, not so good.
We really got to step up our game, man. This is tough.
Yeah, and I'm excited for Destiny. The one thing I hope is it's different than Halo.
It looks very different from what I saw. Like,
okay,
let me say, it really to me feels like 3 games mashed into one. It feels like Halo and Mass Effect meets Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the level and depth of Mass Effect in a Halo type universe with
same side of shooting mechanics
with the open world of Skyrim mixed with
the
MMO
social,
of World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
All
it's
that
not
combined.
quite as it. There's not that many characters that you can play or to meet, right? As like Warcraft. Like Warcraft, there's this huge parties of people. Is this the same deal? I thought it was like 16.
Maybe. I don't know, to be
I
honest.
don't know.
We're gonna find out shortly here.
Or is it something like Grand Theft Auto, like where you each have your own little world, like a server world, and you can only have like 20 people.
I think that's.
in
I just don't know how big the server can hold.
Right.
How many players, I should say. But what confused me when I first started watching some footage of people playing was it started off in third person. I was like, oh, this isn't a first person shooter. But then you can pop in and out of third person.
Oh, interesting. Like
Yeah.
Mass Effect was third person, right? And there's no
you
popping
get like a
you get
Gears
close
of War,
eye, yeah.
like Gears of War type of look.
Yeah.
This goes like full Halo first person shooter, and then like Mass Effect third person.
Weird.
Yeah, and they're like jumping around. They were like doing dances and shit because you can dance like in most MMOs.
Right.
Yeah, and so, but like looking at the world looks amazing. Killing enemies looked fun from what I saw. Like cool weapons. I only watched a few minutes because I didn't want to spoil anything. I wanted to have the beta
Yeah.
be like pretty much our intro to the game.
Uh-huh. That's one thing that I wish. I don't know, maybe I just haven't played the game, but weapon range, like I've heard that there's going to be a lot of weapons in this game. But like when people say a lot of weapons, I want like there may be a weapon that you play the game for like, you know, a month and a half, and then I have a weapon you've never seen before. Like that would be amazing. I don't know, like if you could, I don't know. Like the only thing I can think of is like Skyrim, I guess. But then there's only a few weapons that you actually use because of the damage quality. You know?
Yeah. Skyrim like doesn't really have all that many weapons, to be honest. Like they have like the different classes like glass,
Right.
Daedric, and then like every Daedric sword looks
It's basically
the
a
same.
different skin on each sword,
Right.
warhammer or dagger or bow or
Yeah, it would be nice if you could really customize every weapon to be unique.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. I've purposely been ignoring news and coverage of this game
So it
just
stays
because
fresh.
I want it
Yeah.
to be fresh. I don't want to be over hyped about this game.
Right. Oh, this is what I saw in the video, or this is what
Right.
I've heard here. Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited. I'm not as see. That's what. Well, I don't know if it's because I've never played a Destiny game yet before. Like if I was signing up for another Halo beta, I would be way more excited because, like when I signed up for the Halo 3 beta,
Right.
it was like the most excited I've ever been for a game ever.
Yeah, well, that was a huge deal because it was the first next gen Halo
Yeah.
on the new console,
Right.
and like there was that huge gap between. Like
Halo
it was out
2
for
and
like
Halo 3,
like
yeah.
a whole year, wasn't it? Or maybe even 2 years.
I don't even know because Halo 2 made such an impact on our gaming lives that
Halo 2 is what brought me back into gaming.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was living at my dad's house at the time. Fuck. And you and I really just kind of got out of high school, didn't we? When we really started getting into that, we were when I got that. Because that's when I got my first Xbox. I was always a PlayStation guy until you and I started playing Halo all the time.
I think I just got my 10-year Xbox Live.
Yeah,
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So that's the only reason, like, and you could tell, like, as soon as I got my first job, that's like the first thing I got was Xbox Live and started playing. And then it just took over for a couple of years for sure. And yeah, but I mean, that's the. I don't think I'll ever reach that caliber of a beta coming out and me being that excited.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm excited for Destiny.
How do you feel about the Halo 5 beta?
Right. That's. I mean,
Do you feel?
no, I will never be as excited as I was for Halo 3 as I
Yeah.
will be for any other beta. I don't think.
Well, I think too, the thing that was really unique about the Halo 3 beta, it was really the first time that happened on a console, where like
The beta was allowed.
yeah, you get to play the game before it comes out.
Well, and it
What?
was weird too because you had to buy Crackdown.
Right.
You had to buy Crackdown to get the beta code.
Right.
And then we ended up really liking Crackdown.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
Most people are like, "Oh fuck, I gotta buy this game that I don't really want," and then it ended up being actually a really good game.
Yeah. So it was a win-win.
Yeah.
And this one's a little different, where there's the sign up and the keys and codes. And
Yeah, and you gotta buy the Master Chief Edition.
You gotta pre-order the. Oh right. You can get it through
The Halo Master Chief
Master Chief
Edition, which is
Collection.
Halo 1 through 4, all on the Xbox
all the
One,
maps and
which
all the online
I'm
capabilities.
I wasn't even I'm not even fucking paying attention to what I'm doing. I'm so excited for that collection.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty fucking epic. Because
Yeah.
I wonder now that because Destiny and the Master Chief Collection come out in similar time periods, I wonder which one we're gonna play more.
Yeah, well, to be honest, there's like 2 months between them at least. So
Well, I mean, yeah, it's still the holiday season ish.
Yeah.
It's the end of the year push. It's like the last quarter that they both come out. So I wonder if when Halo comes out, the Master Chief Collection, if we're still just going to be playing Destiny, or are we going to get our fill in time and just want to play the new revamped Halo maps?
I feel like, oh shit, I feel like Destiny is going to be like my Skyrim, where it's a game I just want to go in and explore and just do shit. Where like when I'm with you, I'm going to want to play Halo. because you and I team up and do like doubles and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny will just be like my time to just explore. And
But see, like with Skyrim though, it's like single player.
yeah,
So-
that's why I'm really curious to see how well exploration goes with an MMO like that.
right. I don't know. I'm excited. We'll see.
Yeah, it's
I mean, we're talking now in past pretense future talk.
Yeah, because technically we already
when you hear
did
this,
play it.
we've been already playing it.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited enough to want to play it and show up and play it all night. So
Yeah.
it should be good.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped, especially for Halo, man. Oh, I want to bring up one last thing about gaming before we move on. The whole next generation of the console thing is all supposed to be. Hold on, I'm burping. A lot of drinking we did today. The whole next generation has been like really digital based, where you can get just about every single game, if not every single game, digitally.
No hard copy. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I go to get the Destiny beta, and I find out that the only way for me to get a beta code
Is to have the
is to
hard copy.
pre-order
Yeah.
the hard copy from a participating retail store, meaning I can't get it digitally. So now I got to have this disc for like one game out of my whole collection.
And it's
And-
probably going to be a game. Well, that could just be the game that stays in the Xbox the whole time.
Well, you say that, but then the same thing, as far as I'm aware, is happening for Halo Master Chief Edition. To get the beta code, I'm going to have to pre-order it. And to pre-order it, I have to buy a physical copy.
But didn't you already do that?
Pre-order Halo Master Chief Edition?
Oh, no. Yeah, you're talking about, Destiny. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, so now I'm going to have to get another game that I don't really want in a physical form, just so
Yeah.
I can get early access.
I wonder if it's just because, I don't know. I don't know.
Because you can't pre-order a digital game as of right now.
Is it because you're getting the beta from the developer, not Xbox? So
I'm getting the
Xbox-
beta code from Amazon. Or if I buy it from Walmart, GameStop, well, they provide me the beta code, at least for Destiny, and then I enter that in on Bungie.net.
Interesting.
But there's no reason that I can't pre-order digitally from Microsoft and have them give me that beta code.
Right.
Because I still get an email receipt. So why can't I just get that, hey, look, I got a kill. Why can't I get that beta code from Microsoft? What's the big deal about buying it physically?
Right. I don't know.
I think it's got to be a reason. And if there is a reason, it's got to be to help stores, right? Because
Right, to push hard copies.
yeah, to keep them getting sales. Because look how many people are getting these betas, meaning that's all sales in store.
Right.
Because it can't be done digitally.
Uh-huh.
But then I also did hear that pre-ordering digital sales is something that could be coming. So
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just not quite here yet. And
I don't know.
I would.
it's frustrating because I really was hoping this generation I would not have a single disc.
Yeah.
And I started off bad because for Christmas when I got the Xbox, I was given a hard copy. So right
Right.
off the bat, I was like, oh, now I have a disc.
Ruin the streak.
Yeah. But I mean, it's really not that. I'm just being lazy. I
Right.
just have to get off my ass. It's just kind of nice to be able to pop in and out or say, I'm not going to say the word Xbox followed by a command because it's going to change it. But I can say that name and then the name of the game. Again, look, I'm just sitting here talking to you, not even shooting this guy's core. That's funny. But you know what I mean? Then I could just pop in and out of the game without having to get up.
Yeah.
So it's really just me being lazy. But I like that.
I would like to see the information on if the hard copy sales are actually down.
I bet you they are. I don't know anybody who's buying. Even Xbox.
But that's what I mean. Like
360.
you got yours for Christmas. How many people also got theirs as a gift? And those people that are buying these for gifts don't know that it's, you got to have a game with your console. So they think you got to buy a game with the console, not thinking that, you can digitally buy them. And even if that's the fact, it's not like they can plug in the Xbox and download this game for you. They're going to have to be like, well, here's an Xbox and you have to buy your own games.
Right.
Or I guess they could give you a gift card. Like a Microsoft gift card or something like that. And that should work, right? I don't know. But
Yeah.
it seems a lot easier to rewrap or to wrap a game with the console and give it away as a present opposed to giving them nothing to do. you
Right.
know? I don't know. But I guess I would vote to say that the sales are probably down because I don't have any discs yet, and I have a couple of games. I have, all the arcade games that I have, and then I have FIFA and Titanfall that I both digitally downloaded. And since that you've got the Destiny beta, I probably will digitally download Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
And I might be the one who actually likes physical media, be the only one with digital copies of everything. So we'll see. I don't know, but yeah, that is a gripe, and I'm sure we're just too early.
Yeah, it feels like something they're gonna correct. It's just frustrating. It feels like it shouldn't be that hard to do. That's my biggest deal here.
Yeah.
And nice. Oh god, can I land on this? Oh, look at that! I jumped from one to another. Can I kill this one too?
Smoke you?
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on.
There it is.
Boom.
Nice.
That's 2 Titans in a row. Didn't even touch the ground.
Oh, get him, get him, get him, get him.
Oh god.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh god. Oh, I was hoping I'd go invisible. I was out.
How is it not game over already?
It is.
Oh, okay. There's the epilogue. Okay.
Yeah, the ship's coming. Yeah, I'm dead.
So switching gears.
14. I went up 3 points.
Dang.
You're up.
That's because you got all those kills while I was still in the epilogue, so you don't get points.
Oh, that's right. Fuck.
Yeah. Because I think when we checked, you
God,
were
I got
12.
1 pilot kill to 12 deaths.
Yikes.
Jesus. I'm usually not this bad, I promise you.
I
There-
sometimes am.
There goes my KD ratio.
How many times you died? Death 12? Dang.
Yeah, 1 in 12.
Ugh.
I got a negative 11.
Yikes. So switching gears, last week's cast we took a mention on our top 5 dramas because we were talking about the Emmys.
Right.
And we were talking about the Emmy nominations for Best TV Drama. And I think we made a comment on that may end up in my top 5 of blah, blah, blah. And then I, posed the question, okay, well, what are our top 5 TV dramas? And so I went through and found a list of all the TV dramas that critics and other fellow TV fans think are the best. And I took my top 5 out of those. And so I asked you, I think last week, to make a top 5 as well.
I made a top 6.
Oh, there's an honorable mention in Arthur's list.
Yeah. And even this list, like, I even looked up online at shows of the last, 10 years. I know I'm missing some. Because looking at this list, this seems too recent of a list.
Well, that's I thought the same thing. And I was like, well, what the hell was I doing when I was 13 to
Right,
18?
but then I keep reminding myself, TV sucked back then.
Well,
Like,
I don't
really
know if it
did.
sucked. It's just I wasn't.
The dramas weren't nearly like they were now.
No. Yeah.
Comedies were great. Still,
True.
you look at Seinfeld. That's still an amazing show.
Right, and there's even
But there's no Breaking Bad
or
back then.
Cheers
that was blowing
was
people's
way
mind.
long time ago.
Yeah.
But that's still a decent comedy and
Yeah.
So dramas I guess have over the past few years have elevated their production value and the acting.
Yeah.
And
By
pretty much
far.
every aspect of a TV drama has elevated. So I had the exact same thought when I was going through my list. I was like, these are only 5 years old, and some of them are still running. So.
Right. And there's I'm gonna name a show here, a show like Sopranos probably would make a lot of people's lists.
Right. True.
It's not making my list
No, it's not.
because
on my list either.
I was still too young at the time when it was wrapping up.
Well, I watched.
I watched it. I watched it still, but when it was big, when it was the TV show to watch, I was too young to be watching it.
True. Yeah.
So I missed that boat. So for me, that impact of that show isn't the same. Same with Lost. Lost, when you watch Lost when it was big, that was a big deal. But if I had to watch Lost now for the first time, it wouldn't have the same weight as it did.
Although
back
I've
then.
had people start Lost and think it's the greatest thing ever.
Really?
Even though it wasn't during the time that we got to see it once a week.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Huh.
I don't know. So
Maybe I'm wrong.
to make this work while playing the game, I figure you go through your list. We'll kind of talk about it.
And then you're gonna go
and
through
then
yours.
we'll go through. We'll switch off, and then
Okay.
I'll hand you the controller, and then
Well, why don't I start with my
go
bottom
five
to
five
top?
to one? Yeah,
6 to 1.
6-1. So give me your honorable mention.
Honestly, I know this shouldn't even be up here, but I wrote down a list of shows and then I just rearranged them to fit in the order I like them. And this, I don't feel like the show should even be on here, but I can't think of anything else to dethrone it.
Okay.
So
Is
Sons of Anarchy, number 6.
Ugh.
I knew you were going to say that. I
Ugh.
still like the show. I know you don't. And I feel like I've seen better shows, and I know I've seen 5 better shows because there's 5 other shows. But I couldn't think of anything to take it out of its 6th spot. And I thought about it, and I thought about it for a long time. I'm like, I don't know. I still enjoy that show. I just wrapped up season 5. I haven't seen season 6 yet, but that is over. Season 7, the final season, is about to air this fall. So I don't know. I still feel like it's number 6. I really did try. Prison Break, if I could just say season 1, probably would have dethroned it, but because all the other seasons were shit. But season 1 and season 2 was kind of good too, but the rest were just ridiculous. That probably would have dethroned it.
Sons of Anarchy. Okay. I wholeheartedly disagree with that.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah.
I'm glad it's an honorable mention though, because it's
It doesn't deserve. I don't even think. I honestly don't think it deserves to be number 6. I just could not think of any more to dethrone it.
okay. Well, then give me why is it on there then? Why do you like the show?
I just do. Like,
But what about it? I mean, like,
I like the conflict between Jax and Clay. I like the rise and what seems to be like his fall, because he rose to being the president of the club. Spoiler. if you've never seen the show, you should probably not listen to anything I'm about to say. But yeah, he started off as the vice president in the beginning of the show, and his stepfather was the president, and then he found out his stepfather is an asshole who's been doing all this stuff behind his back and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to spoil all that stuff. And then he ended up dethroning him and becoming the vice president, or the president, and then having to deal with all those hard decisions that he kept criticizing Clay for, and seeing now how he's reacting to it. And right now he's reacting to it in the exact same way as Clay. So seeing him make the exact same mistakes and do the exact same shady shit that he was criticizing Clay for, seeing like that whole dynamic between the club.
turnaround.
Yeah, I know the acting's not the best.
That's what gets me every
yeah,
time.
you said that last time I think on the podcast. I know that, and you know what? Not all my TV watching has the best acting, and I'm okay with that as long as the story is compelling to me. It's a very unique story. It's a story about a motorcycle club, dealing with things that are bigger than them and probably shouldn't be dealing with, like drugs with the cartel, guns with the Irish. All these, really big things that this small crew is handling and helping them distribute, and they probably shouldn't be. And that was Jax's whole mission, was getting them out of all this shit. So to see all this conflict, or the rise and the fall, the good and the bad, that to me is appealing.
Okay.
So it's still a show that I actively watch and actively enjoy. And I just rewatched so much of it with Ashley to get up to the finale that's coming up, and it made me like it even more, watching it all the second time. So, I don't know. It's number 6 because I can't think of anything better.
That's also a decent reason, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Well, after
So-
giving me all that, what's number 5?
Walking Dead.
Okay. I do believe that's on my list. I'll have to double check. I know it was one of my contenders. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Walking Dead because, you know what? That universe that they've built, that world, feels real.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's the feel of the show.
Yeah, it feels heavy. Like the weight of their decisions, the weight of their lives really does feel like it's at stake. Like when they are chased down by zombies and cornered and trying to find new places to fortify to be their home, it's tense. And there's that scene. Oh, you're not caught up, right?
Yeah, don't
Then I'm not
ruin
going to say
it,
anything
yeah.
else, because there is some shit in the latest season that's rough. So, yeah, I'm not going to say any more. Number 5.
And do you think, because I think I have a couple of shows on here that are still running, could the last couple seasons make or break your decision for best?
For this show? Or all
No,
the shows?
like your best shows.
Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3 of my top 5 are already done.
Okay, so you have 2 that are still running.
Yeah.
Could they have one shit season and ruin the whole thing for you? Do you think? Or
No.
has it gone too much to where it's still going to be up there?
Yeah, those 2, as of this point, if the last seasons are shit, it's still up there because the first 5 seasons are amazing.
Gotcha.
So, with that said, go to number 4.
Do it.
Battlestar Galactica.
I saw that on other people's lists, and I
Yes.
knew you really liked it, and
I did. Really
I still
like the
don't
show.
have enough.
And you know what? I'm now contradicting my previous statement. This is a show that was huge when it was airing, and like,
Yeah,
it was a big
and then
deal.
you watched it
I
way
watched
late.
it years later, and I binged watched the shit out of the show. I would watch like 3 to 4 episodes a night in bed on my iPad with my headphones on, and I just could not stop watching this show. I hated like the first 3 episodes. It was just kind of like meh. I really enjoyed the weight of their civilization coming to an end as the Cylon would not relent on coming to them. They kept warping the light speed to a new spot, and then like I can't remember the exact time, but like on the dot, like 103 minutes or some random number like that, they would just show back up and start killing them again, and they would jump light speed away again from them, and then 103 minutes later, and they kept having to do this over and over again, and people were losing sleep because they could not let up their guard, otherwise they were going to be slaughtered. And like that was the very opening thing that was going on in the show, and it was I was like, fuck, this is awesome, and the show just got better.
Right.
It did get a little weird towards like the last season. Like there's some, the show takes a very different turn, and you'll know right away. Like it goes like this one direction it's going, and then like it just goes off on this whole other thing. And that whole other thing is kind of like shaky to me, but it didn't ruin the whole series.
Right. Okay.
So
So it did get a little.
and
weak,
towards
and
the
then-
end, I'm not 100% sold on the ending, but I still love the series as a whole.
Gotcha. I kind of thought that was gonna be on your list, but
Yeah, number 4. And it's only above Walking Dead, to be honest, because Walking Dead isn't done. If Walking
Right.
Dead comes out and the finale of that series is better, it moves up to 4.
gotcha.
Number 3,
3.
Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Just because, as much shit as I talk about the show for not getting anything done,
Yeah.
it's still, production-wise, acting-wise, story-wise, it's still one of the greatest shows I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
It's brilliant. I can't get enough of it. And that's the problem. I keep saying that there's not enough. I could seriously watch 20 episode seasons, no problem,
Right.
and be satisfied. It never feels like I'm getting enough, and that's a testament to how good the show is.
Mm-hmm.
I just want more. I want to see everything that's going on. I want to see all the storylines as much as I possibly can, and that's how good the show is. So my biggest gripe is also probably the biggest compliment I can give it.
Okay.
In a way. So that's my number 3. Number 2,
Number 2.
Lost.
Lost. Wow, you kind of give this show shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave it shit, but good shit.
43. I'm back at it.
Yeah, you're back. That's because I'm doing all the talking. So it's going to go downhill. I'm going to go through this quickly before this next match starts. So Lost, yes. One of the greatest shows I've ever
Dude,
seen.
you got a long time before it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
Oh, I
so.
still got another show to go through.
Yeah, I know. It takes a long time.
Okay. Well, so yeah, it's one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. Fucking talk about suspense, talk about cliffhangers. There isn't a show that did cliffhangers better than that show.
They were the cliffhanger kings because every show, pretty much
And-
90% of the shows,
And you and I
end
watched the show
live, so we had to wait a week
that
to see it.
week to see the next episode was dreadful. Like you're like, oh my god, that was like the start of wanting binge watching for me. Like I just want to watch more episodes because
Yeah.
the way I watched that
Actually, yeah, I watched season 1 all in one go.
because I gave you the discs. I gave you and your parents. I started that trend because I watched
Only
season
season 1.
Are
We
you
only
sure?
had- yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because season 2 we watched live for sure. Because that was when they crash landed. I remember
Okay,
seeing the commercial where it was
you're-
like the others.
You're right, because I had 2 discs, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
And I gave them to you. And I binge watched that first season after it already aired, and I was like, this show's fucking amazing. So I just started
Yeah.
giving it to all my friends. I got probably 3 or 4 of my friends
Oh,
hooked
yeah.
on that show.
I remember Brad didn't sleep for a day and
Yeah.
watched the whole season.
Yeah, I remember your mother like thanking me for the disc because
Yeah.
she couldn't stop watching it. That show became such a huge deal. There's no way it could not be in my top 5.
Right.
And it's definitely 1 or 2. There's no doubt about it. And that's another show. Like it has its faults. There were some episodes that just did not land for me.
There were
was-
some seasons that didn't land,
Yeah,
actually.
there's some seasons that didn't land. There's some acting that was not good.
Yeah.
But
There was some that was really good, though.
There's
so.
a bunch of story plot lines that didn't either make sense or were never explained. And by the end of the series, you're like, well, what the fuck?
Right.
But the mystery, the emotion that laid through everything Like, fuck, that was such a great show. So, that being said, can
Uh-huh.
you guess my number one?
Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. By far. It's, like I said last week, it's one of the most perfect shows I've ever seen. It's a show that I can find so little fault in. There is fault, but far and above below. I've said far and above below. That doesn't make sense. Way below anybody else's faults. Like even Lost, because that's my number 2. Lost had way more faults than Breaking Bad did by far.
Okay.
And the emotion in that show, the rise of Walt and the fall.
And then the rise again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It,
the redemption / heartbreak.
there was never a villain in a show that I felt that attached to.
Oh, totally. He was the protagonist and antagonist,
Yeah.
and you rooted for him regardless of him being bad or good.
Yeah, because his decisions, they were brilliant in the way that they somehow made his horrible decisions seem like the right ones to the audience. Like, wow, like he put that kid in danger just so he could get back at Gus. I mean, seemingly. And yet that felt like that's what he probably should have done.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how the hell does a writer write a show about a terrible guy like that and then make you care so much about him and his life?
Yeah.
Like that, you can't dream of having that kind of writing skill. Like that's, it's mind blowing to think. Like I compared that to Dexter, because Dexter is a similar sense where.
I'm honestly surprised that wasn't your.
Well, I'm actually going to get to that.
Yeah.
Dexter, he's 100%. He's a bad guy. He's a serial killer. How is he not a bad guy? Yeah, he kills only bad people. But in the grand scheme of things, he's still the villain. He's still the one killing people. I shouldn't say things.
Right.
God damn, I can't get on this fucking roof. And they make you care about him and his life. The problem with that show is it fell flat so many times.
Mm-hmm.
There were still a lot of really good seasons, like season 4, amazing. Season 1, fantastic.
Yeah.
Season 2 sucked.
I really think it should have stopped after maybe 5. They should have just went 5 seasons.
There was one season where I kind of enjoyed in the later. It was either 6 or 7. It was the one that had Tom Hanks' kid. I kind of enjoyed that season.
Colin.
It was very religious season. Like his whole thing was based on religion, on why he was a serial killer and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's that show fell too flat for me too many times for it to make a top 6.
Right.
So
yeah, number 1, I could have predicted that to be Breaking Bad.
There's, I honestly I can't find enough faults in that show, and there's no show that I felt, especially the last season. There's no show who had a last season that can compare to that.
Mm-hmm.
It every single episode was like, by the time I was finished with that episode, I was like, holy fuck, I need more now. I need to know how this is going to resolve itself, because you just didn't know. And that was what was amazing, is leading up to that very, very last episode, you still had no idea how they were going to wrap this up.
Mm-hmm.
Like you had ideas, like I don't want to spoil anything, just to be safe, but you had ideas how things could possibly end, but you just didn't know how it was going to get from A to B.
Right.
And seeing,
And I'm pretty sure we spoiled it. And the cast in the.
I'm
first
just going to be
one,
safe because it doesn't need to be said.
Yeah.
Just that journey, better than any other journey in a TV show that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So that's my top 5, top 6
good.
technically.
Technically.
Dexter would be 7 if I'm being honest, but I didn't want to give 2 honorable mentions.
Right.
Because I really did like that show. I just fucking hated the last season with a passion. It was awful.
Yeah.
Dragged out so much, and then ended so flat and cliche, and yeah, hated the ending.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to hear your top 5 here.
Well, my list is actually a top 7. I have 2 honorable mentions.
Well, good thing I gave 7 then.
Yeah, and it's weird because I just noticed that the 2 honorable mentions are actually developed and written by the same guy. So that's interesting.
That's funny.
It is funny. So they're both Alan Ball.
Uh-oh. I didn't get a battery notification. Oh, that comes out in August. That would have been helpful. That is funny.
That is too hilarious.
Yeah, it's completely dead. I'm going to have to go get some batteries. Keep talking.
Yeah. So the two, I don't think you've seen either of these. So, one being True Blood, which is still airing. The last season's going on right now.
I've seen 4 episodes and I did not like it.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
3 to 4 episodes is what I give a show before I decide to call it quits.
Yeah, and the other show would be 6 Feet Under.
That would probably be 9.
On your list.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've watched enough of it to.
Yeah, I've seen up to season 4.
Yeah, and 6 Feet Under was like the first show I saw that I was young enough to see things
Oh, sorry, I hit the mic.
that I've seen for the first time. Like, there was a death in every episode, and I've seen deaths in other shows and movies and stuff like that, but like the gay dynamic between David and his boyfriend.
Yeah, small tangent. Seeing Dexter first before that show
is
weirdest
yeah.
fucking thing, because you see him as this like badass serial killer, and then you see him as a gay Undertaker.
Yeah.
It is so strange, and it was something I never got over. Like, I
Yeah.
kept expecting him to just like pull out a knife and stab
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah,
It was
so
weird.
I saw the reverse. I saw 6 Feet Under before I ever saw Dexter, so it wasn't as jarring.
All right, I got some batteries.
And so it was like the first time any of the cheating and the marriage and the death and the sorrow and the hate and any of that was like truly personified on television for me.
Yeah.
And I was still young enough to have that be jarring, because I mean there's some fucked up fucking movies that I can see now and I don't feel a thing. Like,
Right.
it really doesn't, pull on any strings and really jar me at all. But that was one that really hit me pretty hard. And True Blood, just because it's so campy and there's something satisfying about it, and I can't put my finger on it. I don't know, because it's kind of a terrible show.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I always give you crap about shows that have bad acting. This has the epitome of bad
Yeah,
acting.
that was what got me in that show. To be
Yeah.
honest, like, I couldn't get over some of
Anna
the
Paquin
shit that was
is
going on.
terrible in it, but for some reason, I like the characters. I like the campy factor. I like it's like
It's like your
an
Sons of Anarchy.
R-rated Twilight, and I hate Twilight,
Fuck,
so
man.
I should hate it. But I like it. I don't know why.
Yeah, same thing with Sons of Anarchy. I know the acting's not great,
Yeah.
and it's not the best, but it's still a show that I constantly come back to.
Right, and I'm still watching it now. I'm watching the last season. I've watched it all
Yeah.
the way through, and I really dug the first seasons. Like, I binge watched 1 through 4, and then I've watched 5 and 6 live, and I don't know. I just like it. There's no real rhyme or reason. It's just one of those shows I like to
Fully
watch.
understand, man. That's exactly how I feel about Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, and so to go into my top 5, number 5 being Walking Dead. Was that your 5 too?
That was my 5. Yeah.
Yeah. We actually might have the same numbers on a lot of these, actually. 5, Walking Dead, just like you said, the raw emotion and the dirt and the sweat, and it all seems real.
Yeah, it's not a pretty show by any means.
No,
they
it's-
do not glorify anything. Every death feels rough.
Right, and when they wake up in the morning, they look like shit. When they go to bed, they look like shit.
Yep.
And there's no like,
The-
oh,
the
I
only
haven't had
thing-
my makeup.
The only thing in that show that is hilarious.
The grass.
The grass.
Yeah. Somebody out there, the zombie lawnmowers and landscapers of the world are still mowing the grass.
Yeah.
Um,
It's so funny when they show in the last season they go through a subdivision and it's just like
it's
all freshly
all
cut
the
grass. You're
yards
like,
are cut. Yeah, nah.
No.
It's been like years now. Oh, how long has it been since the first outbreak?
I think it's got to be like a year or two.
Yeah. So I mean, the grass should be it would be like up to your chest. Like,
Yeah.
It would be like huge, like. Yeah, and in the forest especially, and like the corn and all that, it would just be like a mad landscaping nightmare. But anyway, that's the only gripe that I have. But everything else seems very real. There are certain times where I'm like yelling at the TV, oh, why the fuck are you doing that? Do this to that, or just kill him, or that kind of stuff, So there is some dialogue between me and the television watching that show that kind of pisses me off, but overall, it is number 5. It's
It's a good number 5.
not my favorite, and it's not over yet. And this is one that I asked you the question. This is why I asked you the question. Could one bad season ruin the whole thing for you? I think this could.
Yeah.
Yeah, this could.
What have you seen a bad season or
No.
no?
But it's something like Dexter. Like Dexter was at the.
For Dexter for me had multiple. That's why it got kicked.
But
off
like
of.
season 4 is the top of its game. Like
I disagree. Season 3 was and 2 were. No, I'm sorry. I said earlier season 2 was bad. Season 3 was bad.
Oh, okay.
With the that one guy that was like trying to be like Dexter. I can't remember his name. He followed him around and was
The
like
Latino guy.
Yeah.
I thought that was season 2.
No, season 2 was Doug. The
Dokes?
whole him finding out about Dexter and trying to
Okay.
and the
3
the
does
crazy
suck.
girl
Yeah.
who
Burned. No.
who burned the cabin down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Spoiler.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, it's
it's old.
but that's what I mean. Like, granted, no. How many seasons of Walking Dead have there been?
4?
4.
Yeah, they're about to hit 5.
Yeah, and it's a solid 4. I mean, there hasn't really been a slow season.
Well, you haven't seen 4.
Oh, so that is 4. This the one that I. Okay, so I've only seen 3.
Yeah.
Um,
4 is good.
So
There's some slow parts, but
okay,
4 is
so
good.
4 is good. Yeah, but I think if 5 comes out and it starts, and it could go too long. I hope it just ends at 6 because all the good shows end at 6, and that means there's only 2 seasons left, and I don't know how it could end. And I hope that they don't like, oh, there's some miracle cure and all the zombies are now back to normal, or something like that. That could ruin the show for me.
that could ruin. Yeah, to be honest, that something stupid like that.
Right.
I just don't think it's gonna go that way.
You don't think so, but you didn't think Dexter was gonna wind up in the fucking lumberjack forest chopping on trees by himself,
Well, yes and no. Like you could see it was getting bad.
Yeah.
Where at this point, I don't see it getting bad.
See, I wanted Dexter to die,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
and
seemingly,
I thought he should have died.
and he basically did, and then at the last thing they're like, nope, guess
Yeah.
what? He's still alive. It's like, oh fuck you, assholes.
Right. So, and I
He's a
don't know.
lumberjack now, and he's wearing fucking lumberjack clothes, and he's
Um,
got a beard now. He's fucking cutting wood.
Yeah, moving on from that, but I think that's one season, or it's one season away
Do
from.
you want me to
dropping
keep
off
playing
the
while
list.
you go?
Yeah, that's sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one season away from ruining the whole thing. Number 4 for me is Breaking Bad.
Wow, 4, huh? Damn.
It's not the top 5 shows of all time, though.
Yeah,
4 is still pretty high.
yeah, but that's saying a lot.
Yeah. It just doesn't.
Okay.
It didn't resonate as much for me as it did for you. Even because
Episode 2 was one of the greatest moments in TV history for me. When the freaking tub collapses through his
Yeah.
roof and all the body parts that have been melting in acid spew all over the place.
Yeah.
That whole moment where he's like, and why the hell do you have me go into a hardware store for a fucking plastic bin when I got a perfectly good bathtub? And the look on Walt's face, like, you fucking idiot. You just put hydrochloric acid in your bathtub and then just
it melts through. And,
oh my god, I was so fucking hooked. I was like, this is so amazing. Like, how many shows have the balls to melt people and then have that melted body everywhere like that? I loved it. I was so fucking hooked on that show.
grenade.
Are those all enemies?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I don't know what's going on.
Anyways, yeah. So it didn't resonate as
Oh!
much. That was nice.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, and
Oh, body just fell. That's weird.
it took me a long time to finish it. I think you and I don't know if it was you and Jeremy or you and Ashley or
Ash and I. Jeremy
Yeah.
finished it much later than we did.
yeah. So and I finished it much later than you did too. I waited a long time. I waited till it was all out on Netflix. Like I didn't even try to like either download the episodes or buy them on demand. Or,
I watched all of them on Netflix except for the last 2 seasons.
right. I waited till it was all done. So I mean, it was like
Yeah.
way long. Even after they aired, I wasn't watching them live. And I finally binge watched the first half of the last season, and then finally, I don't know if I was like trying to milk it because I didn't want it to end. I kept telling myself that I'm like, maybe I just don't really want this to end, so I'm not really watching it.
That was
But
one of
then-
the sad things. Like Ash and I, for season 6, got that done in like 3 nights, and it was like, fuck.
Yeah, it was way too quick. You
Yeah.
could have let it go for a little bit longer. Or it was maybe just because I really didn't care as much. I couldn't quite decide. I don't know. I never really got home. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch Breaking Bad right now. So
Yeah, I had that all the time.
But-
every
oh, yeah.
time I possibly could watch that show, I watched it.
never. Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah, yeah, no, sorry.
Well,
I don't know why though. I can appreciate the writing and the acting is all good. I just think the subject matter of everything. I don't know. It just didn't resonate as much as other people because I know other people
and
love
the storyline of Jesse alone, like seeing this guy who constantly is shit on his whole life, like you can tell he's a good guy deep down, and just gets put through the worst possible situations, like having to kill. What was that guy's name that he killed point blank? The guy that was training to be Walt's replacement, and he went to his house and shot him right in the face.
Oh, Gil?
Gil, that's it. I knew it started with
Yeah.
a G. Like you could see the emotion in Jesse's face, like having to point blank murder this guy just because Walt was telling him to.
Right.
Like he constantly got the shit end of the stick, and you just felt so shitty for this guy. And even though he was a meth dealer, you know, he cooked meth, but yet you cared so much about his character just because you could tell he was a good guy deep down.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of character building and writing is just fucking out of this mind for me. I could never do something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's number 4
Number 4. Okay.
of my all-time.
Okay.
It's still pretty high. Number
It's
3.
still high, yeah.
Number 3 is Game of Thrones.
Okay. All right.
Just because.
That's what I had, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so those match exactly. And it's like I grew up, you know, I think the first Lord of the Rings movie came out in 2001. That was like freshman or sophomore year of high school.
Yep.
So like we grew up with the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah, and I
that
remember
was-
going to that movie thinking I was going to hate it.
Yeah.
Somebody literally dragged me to Lord of the Rings. Like, I don't want to fucking see that movie. I never read the books. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then I left the theater like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah. So, and this kind of brings me back to that kind of world where it's
Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
it's the mythical beasts, it's the religious factions of, you know, different worlds and different people and ongoing wars, and you know, it's just so many characters, just like the Lord of the Rings has so many characters, and they all have similar names, so you like get them all mixed up with Tyrion and Tywin and everyone else, and you know, it's, I don't know, it just brings me back to that world, and I miss that world because the Hobbit movies suck, and this is like a
I
nice.
still have not seen the Hobbits.
Oh yeah, they're not good. They're so hardcore CGI heavy that
that's
they just
unfortunate.
can't
Oh,
be enjoyed.
Jesus.
Well done, sir. Walked right into that explosive ball.
Damn. That's
Yeah,
a shame.
they're so CG heavy that they're hard to be enjoyed. And this uses practical effects and CG, but it does it in like this way that still makes the world very real.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
even like the first season when it first was on a minimal budget, and they had these landscapes that looked like New Zealand. It looks like they
Yeah.
were location shoots, and it looked like those were real mountains. And then you go and see the behind the scenes footage, and you're like, wow, that was all green screen. That's insane. And now that they have a bigger budget, these worlds are even bigger, and they have giants and monsters, and it's just awesome. And it's getting better and better and better. Every season, to me, has improved on the other one. So that's why it's up there. That's why it's number 3 for me.
Yeah, I agree with that completely.
Number 2 is Lost.
Oh,
I
so we
can't-
had the same there.
Yeah, I can't really.
Man, I'm
add-
curious to see what your number 1 is.
It's Battlestar Galactica.
Oh,
no, I'm
fuck,
just,
you've been watching
I'm
that
just
behind
kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Lost, I can't chime in on anything else that you said. It's kind of like when we watched it, it was in the prime, and I'm sure other people might have a different view on it because you didn't watch it.
I
while
honestly
it was in
think if
its
I would
prime.
watch it right now today
It might not
for
be
the
up
first
there.
time, it would probably be much lower on that list.
Yeah, it might be.
Just because the discussion surrounding that
Right. And then there's
was-
websites dedicated
Right,
to what's
and-
coming next and
show,
what
and
does
everybody
this all
talking
mean.
about like what's in the hatch.
Right.
Like that whole group of people that were so hooked in that show elevated its entire show to this like unheard of level.
Mm-hmm.
And doing that now by myself and like not having these people to discuss this shit with wouldn't even compare
Right.
to how it was before.
Right.
And that's one thing that I've said before. I don't even think it was to you. I think it was to somebody else. Like how different television is for so many people because nobody seems to really watch TV live anymore. There's a handful of people I know who actually sit down when the show airs and watches it then.
Yeah.
So there,
I mean, we kind of do with HBO Go, and we watch Game of Thrones just a day after.
Yeah,
but we still have to
it's-
wait a week before the next episode.
yeah, but even that, like the handful of people that I know that actually watch Game of Thrones doesn't compare to the handful I knew
Watching
for Lost.
Lost,
Like
yeah.
everybody, like I would talk to anybody. It's like, did you see Lost last night? Yeah, dude, that's fucking crazy.
It's the water
Did you
cooler
see that
talk of
smoke?
the year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And Game of Thrones isn't that just because it's too.
Well, and it's expensive to have HBO, so not
Right.
everyone has the access.
But that show doesn't appeal to the mass like
True.
like
Yeah.
Lost does.
Right. Well, Lost was very science fiction.
It was,
before
but
it got
it-
to the end.
It really did a good job at being accessible to the mass.
Yeah.
Because there's so much like intricate storylines with love,
Characters. Yeah.
and
Oh yeah, there
deceit
was
and-
definitely plenty of love side stories. The whole
Yeah.
Jack and Kate always wanting them
Kate
to be
and
together,
Sawyer.
and Kate and Sawyer, and then
Kate sleeping around like crazy.
yeah. So I it definitely appeals to more demographics for sure than Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Um,
Whoa,
and
where the fuck did you go? How did he jump that high?
I don't know. My number one, drum roll please. I don't think you've ever seen an episode. Friday Night Lights.
Ah, you know what? I knew that was gonna be on your fucking list.
Yeah.
I forgot about it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen an episode.
Oh my god, dude.
Number one.
Number
really?
one. Oh my god, you have to watch it.
Really?
Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. It's so good, dude. It's
Really?
yeah, it is. It's so good.
Wow.
It-
Better than Breaking Bad?
Yeah, dude, it's so good.
Man, I don't understand.
It's like Jeff Kanata in The Shield, man. Like, I don't know.
But Jeff Kanata in The Shield was like, he was openly admitting that his love for it was kind of uncalled for. Like, it was his greatest show of all time, but he doesn't think that everybody else is gonna like it as
right.
much as
Well,
he
that
does.
I
Do you
have the
think I'm
same-
gonna like this as my number one show if I watch it?
Friday Night Lights?
Yeah.
It could go up there.
Really?
Yeah. Not
Okay.
to mention that you fucking played high school football.
Yeah.
And
But I also hated everybody that was in it.
um,
I loved football, but I hated the world that surrounded high school football.
yeah.
I hated the politics, the drama people created, and the cliques.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I played football, but I hung out with all the stoners and the metalheads.
yeah. The rejects.
Yeah.
The ones who hated football.
Right.
So yeah, I can't
Oh,
stress
I'm actually
enough
at the
how good the stories are in this, and how many twists and turns, and it just stays fresh, even though it's still like the same high school, and they played, football. That's it.
Oh, did we win?
Yeah, you're,
Oh,
you're
fuck.
winning.
I've lost so many times.
No,
I
I
just
mean,
assumed.
yeah. So, yeah, it's so good, dude. Just give it like, if you don't like it after the first season, then just be done.
Would I like it after 4 episodes?
You should. Yeah.
should.
You should want to keep going after 4 episodes.
34. I'm finally getting back in this.
Yeah. And I don't know. There's this. I watched it when it was done. I never watched it live. They have a lot of episodes. I think it's 6 seasons, and there's tons of episodes per season. I literally watched the whole thing in the span of like a month.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I could not stop watching it. I would watch 3 or 4. It was like you and Battlestar Galactica. I would watch 3 or 4 episodes a night, and they're hour-long episodes. And the music and the way it's filmed, like the cinematography, it's like a movie. It's like a movie that I really like. I don't know. The movie itself, Friday Night Lights, is not that good. The show is way better. And the characters, all the actors, it's just so good, dude. Like there's no bad character and there's no bad actor. And all of these actors have gone on to do bigger and better things after this show just because they're so good. So I don't know. It just has to be number one for me.
All right. Well, you know what? I might start that this week. And
All right, well, let's do that. I'll start Battlestar Galactica, and
Yeah.
you start Friday Night Lights.
All right, that's a deal, son. I've been trying to get you to watch that show for years.
Yeah.
That's a deal. But we have to make a gentleman's agreement. We're going to give 4 episodes minimum before we decide
Okay.
to stop.
Okay.
All right?
Works
Because
for me.
Battlestar Galactica, you might not like it after 2. After 4, you're going to be like, okay.
Maybe.
Because some of the acting is kind of bad.
Okay.
I won't lie there. And some of the CG, not great. Because it was before the huge shift in TV shows having this massive CG budget. you know?
Right. Yeah.
But the storyline gets so good, and so give it 4 episodes, and I'll give Friday Night Lights 4 episodes,
Cool.
and we'll talk about that. Let's make that a topic for next week.
That works for me.
Deal?
Deal.
All right, I'm excited. wow, that couldn't have been
A
timed
perfect
more
time.
perfectly that we lost connection the second I was going to say, let's wrap this shit up. All right, so we'll see you next week. Like I said before, we'll have the Destiny beta hopefully out in a couple days here. Hopefully it's a blast, and hopefully the servers for Microsoft
hopefully it
is
works.
held up, because we remember Halo 3 off the bat was pretty rough.
Yeah. I remember it
So-
took me 6 hours to download.
Yeah,
so.
I remember being at work, like talking to you on the phone, like, did you get it?
Yeah.
Get in yet? Did you play?
It's like 70% done.
So yeah, hopefully it goes out without a hitch. Based on the Sony beta players, it looks like it's gonna be okay. They had trouble downloading, but it all cleared up. So I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully it's nothing like GTA
All right.
launch, online
And-
launch.
Stay tuned for next week. We're gonna have some good videos too. Guacamelee episode 4 will be next week. More 1001 pixels.
Spikes.
And
You say pixels every
God
time.
damn, what game am I confusing that with? There's a game and I don't know what it is. 1001 Spikes. And for iOS Tuesday, we're going to have Dino Hunter. What was the something Shores?
Deadly Shores.
Deadly Shores, I think it's called. So Dino Hunter Deadly Shores, which was surprisingly entertaining compared to MMX Racing,
Yeah.
which was last week, 2 weeks ago. So stay tuned for that, and we'll talk to you soon.
Later.
Bye.